You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast.
Okay, now it's the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast, and it's Thursday when we record this. I don't care when you listen to it. All that matters is when we record. And we're recording right now. So, put two and two together. Do some math. Right? It's this Common Core. I don't understand how things work. Shut up. It's the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. What the fuck am I trying to talk about here? Let's get started, right, dummies?
What do you want about now?
It doesn't matter what I'm on about. What matters is my plan. And my plan is this. Ransom the Madman, Tiger the Champ Bomb Tom, Pete the Bard, Beef the Legend, the four fuck-ups are here to fuck up your day with our wrestling banter. And it's an exciting episode because it's a picks episode. I used to not be excited about it because I was like, oh, picks, fucking bored, fucking picks. Damn it all, the picks episodes are my favorite ones now because I feel like that's when we get the best conversation on why things are happening in wrestling. So, again, I'm happy if you're listening, and if you don't enjoy picks episodes, I don't care because I do. So, let's do the thing, boys.
You know what else? I'm tired of playing nice. If you're listening to this episode and you say, you know what? Gosh darn it, I like these folks. Fucking share this shit out, bro. Everybody knows a wrestling fan, bro. Get our names in your fucking mouth, bro.
Why don't you share it out now?
Yeah, like that's
come over there and fuck your wife now.
We get a lot of views. We get a lot of, I see the views. Like, I see that we get views and shit. Push two buttons. Push the like button and push the share button. Everybody in every damn stupid YouTube video says it. Go ahead and smash that subscribe and smash that like button.
Like the like button.
I hate that.
Smash the bell.
I hate that. But at the same time, now I understand it. If you bother to watch the video, take the extra 3 seconds. Damn you, it's 3 seconds. Click one, click two, you're on with your life. Just do it. Just do it. And then we can stop bitching about that and bitch about other things. And that's part of the love and joy and, good thing that is us, isn't it? I don't know.
Hey, picks.
Yeah, let's bitch about these things.
I got them. You ready for them?
Pick my nose.
You ain't
right.
shit, bro. That time.
Oh my
Pick
God.
my jack.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm channeling fucking Vince Russo tonight, bro. I don't know.
Apparently you are. Stop that right
He's
now.
ready to take this title.
Oh, God, we're going to be irrelevant in 2 years then. Damn it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. We got picks. AEW Double or Nothing. It's happening this Sunday. Go watch it. Check it out. It should be a good show. We got 10 matches to pick. The first one we're starting off with is on the pre-show. It's the NWA Women's Championship match. Serena Deeb, the incumbent champion, versus Riho, who, if you remember, was a former, and I believe, the first inaugural AEW Women's Champion. As is customary, the champ will start off here. My pick is for Serena Deeb to retain. Poot, who you got?
You said Serena Deeb and who?
Riho.
I think it's gonna. I think Serena Deeb is gonna retain as well. I hate to cop out on that, but I think Serena Deeb, like Riho, Serena Deeb. I'm not gonna go on that.
The only other Japanese woman besides Hikaru Shida to hold the
Hikaru.
Yeah, Hikaru.
Come
Whatever.
on.
Shida.
Come on.
Shida. Listen, I'll start with me.
Shiva.
Beef. Yeah, exactly. Beef. Who you got?
Well, as an inaugural champion, I happen to know something about inaugural championships. Day, a month, a year. Fuck it. I don't fucking care. Kane was WWE champion for one day, and he's fucking thrilled to the moon with it. So I'll take it. There's no chance that an NWA title changes hands on an AEW show, much less an AEW pre-show. So I also am picking Serena Deeb.
Ransom, who you got?
For all the reasons already given, and also because there will be no zombies on this pay-per-view, Serena Deeb.
Awesome. All right, moving along. Another women's championship match, this time for the AEW Women's Championship. We have the incumbent champion, Sheeta, versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And now I want to hear from PTB, who you got.
Oh,
You like that, huh?
I did.
Run that by me one more time. I'm sorry.
Say it.
I know there was a lot of acronyms and abbreviations.
There was.
Sheeta versus Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship.
I think they're going to pull the trigger on Britt Baker. I'm going with the Doctor.
All right. Beef, who you got?
The Doctor will see you now.
That's all that needs to be said. Ransom.
What time is it? Oh, it's 2:30, and I'm on my way to the dentist.
I've never been more proud of you in my life. Never in my life. Never in my life.
Joke win.
Oh, fuck, man.
I'm also hoping they pull the trigger, and I'm going with DMD, Britt Baker.
Feels so
All
good to make beef pop.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And that was like an honest to god belly laugh too, because it just came out of fucking nowhere. Like here's fucking salty ass, angry ass Ransom fucking, oh, it's 2:30 and I'm picking the
Trucker hands.
Oh man. Hey, even trucker hat rednecks got to go to the dentist too, right? Right.
Hell yeah. Get them teeth fixed, damn it.
Ooh, teeth. Them teeth.
Them teeth with an F.
Them teeth, yeah, like Will Smith. Happy birthday.
Oh God. All right. Brace yourselves. And here you go. The next match. It's the Casino Battle Royale. These are the participants that we have listed so far. I don't know if there's going to be more or not. But strap in.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a list.
It is. It's going to be a fucking list. Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, that's one half of Private Party. Yes, Private Party. Isaiah Cassidy, I believe, is the other half. Yeah. We got the Blade of the Butcher and the Blade. We got Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Preston Vance. I have no idea who that is.
Dark Order.
Who?
Oh.
Dark Order.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We got who the fuck is Griff Garrison? We've got Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster of The Acclaimed. He's good. Anthony Bowens, no idea who that is.
Yeah, happy Acclaimed.
Is that him? Really?
Yep.
Okay.
He's
Fucking
the
fine.
rapper's friend.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
the rapper's friend.
Okay. QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto, who is part of that little faction, the Factory. Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, who is part of the Nightmare family, and last but not least, to be announced.
No, did you mention the Blade? Did you mention the Blade?
Yeah, the Blade's in there.
Okay.
Yep.
So
the Butcher's not, but the Blade is.
So
Are you sure? I thought the Butcher was.
Can I run this? Can I run this one more time, Tom? If I can, from memory.
Go ahead.
Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Queen, Evil Uno, 10, Colt Cabana, Jungle Boy, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, Penta El Cero Miedo, The Blade, and the mystery entrant.
Butcher's not in there. That's fucking weird.
Correct. Yeah. And I believe
I think he's getting ready for tour.
Yeah.
So hang on, before we pick this, I need to just, and this might not be a fair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Fuck your mother.
Yo, why?
Do you think? Oh, damn it. Do you think that because of the recent airing of Dark Side of the Ring, the Brian Pillman episode, that AEW might give Brian Pillman Jr. the old, little meh?
So
Little push or
Brian Pillman Jr. is currently in the tag division. He is part of the
City Blondes.
Varsity Blondes with Griff Garrison.
Who the fuck's Griff Garrison?
Griff Garrison is his tag team partner. They have what's her name, the Heart Girl. So I don't think they're gearing up for a Brian Pillman push singles wise just yet. Don't be surprised if they make some noise in the tag division, because they had a really great match with the Bucks here a couple weeks ago, or last week.
Yeah. And it was the championship match. Obviously, we knew the Bucks were going to win that, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who's picking this?
Beef's up first.
Damn it, Beef.
At last, he's on his own.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Christian.
Damn you, Beef.
That's not a bad choice, honestly. Ransom.
So, I have spittle dripping down my mouth. So, irrelevant. Hang on, I gotta hydrate.
Hey.
Never irrelevant.
Don't spit it out.
Oh, not this time.
You swallow it.
That's what she said. Wait, no.
That's what he said.
Let's take the long.
It could be what she said too. I mean, squirters exist. Squirters exist.
All right.
Okay, let's reel it in.
Let's
All right, that's hot. So listen.
Yes. Wait, did I just make Ransom pop in a whole new way?
Ew.
Whoa.
All right, we're gonna have to pause the recording here. I gotta go change.
Yeah.
I really don't want to break my streak of choosing TBD. But on one hand, I feel like it's like I'm never going to get it right with TBD. Until the time that I don't pick TBD, and then it's some big name, and it winds up being TBD.
Right.
And, fuck me. I want to pick TBD just because of the recent let-goes that have come from WWE. Yeah, well, the history too, yeah. But every once in a while, I think to myself, what if this TBD was Samoa Joe? Like, what if? What a big deal that would be. Double or Nothing, Casino Battle Royale, TBD winds up being Samoa fucking Joe.
Or a certain Idolo, that I think Joe is still like kind of in the non-compete clause, but let's remember that Andrade does not have a non-compete clause, so he could. Now, and
keep in mind, and I mean, obviously we'll have last call as well. For this will actually be the last time we have last call.
Last call.
I know.
We have who's coming up,
but this the Casino Battle Royale is the winner basically gets a future AEW World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So other than, and again, I'm drawing this out and I apologize, other than Samoa Joe and Andrade, were there any other big name releases from WWE that happened recently that could be the TBD?
I
can't remember.
Other than announcers, no.
Okay. The Iconics, but that's irrelevant to this.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. I don't know. I really want to pick TBD, damn it. But the Christian thing, as soon as you started reading off those names and you said Christian first, I thought that would be a big deal. That would be a big deal. Even if they don't put the title on, which I doubt they would, it's still a big deal to have him in the title match.
Right.
Oh, it could be Lars Sullivan.
Oh
God.
Boy, howdy.
Listen,
Why not just take it right back and call it a day? Goldberg.
I hate a lot of things, but damn you, Beef.
The worst.
So I'm also going to pick Christian because I don't think TBD is going to be a big deal, and I'm afraid I'm wrong. But I'm going to pick Christian. He's the biggest deal that I can see winning.
Yeah.
And having a big deal match.
Yeah, and wasn't the last TBD Matt Sydal anyways?
No,
Yeah.
the last TBD in
Ethan Page.
a format was Ethan Page, and
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
And
That's right.
And that's the thing is that AEW, and I'm not trying to put my mouth on trouble here, but AEW always has done a good job of like having mystery entrants that don't immediately get pushed to the moon. They do a really good job of that. But that's kind of also the problem is that it's like you have a mystery person like Ethan Page, and it's like, oh, Ethan Page is going to win, and then they don't. And then it's like, I kind of like that. It's like, you know, work your way up. Work your way through, you know, make your path here. You don't immediately get a push to the moon. That's kind of the problem that WWE does. It's like, oh, let's have a flash in the pan push, and then it doesn't go anywhere, and then they delegitimize someone. If they lose in that match.
I was gonna say, to be fair, they're kind of running out the pandemic too. Like a lot of these guys.
Agreed.
So that may be a factor as well. Let's keep in mind, Double or Nothing. Full fucking crowd at Jacksonville.
Oh yeah.
At Daly's place. So this could be a big TBD, and this could be like the one that they're like, boom, let's go with it.
Yeah.
And one of these times, this TBD is going to be the one that gets the rub.
Yep.
I mean, it might not be this one. Hell, it might not happen for another year. But eventually, the TBD is going to be a big fucking deal, and it's going to be the guy that wins.
Yep. On that note, I'm going with Christian Cage just because they planted the seeds with him between him and Omega like a while back. Like they were interviewing Christian Cage, or they were supposed to be, and Don Callis interrupted him and shit. So they've been planting seeds for a little while back. Plus, no offense to any of the other wrestlers that are in this, but a lot of them are in tags and in big factions, and none of them are like huge breakout single stars, in my opinion. So I'm going with Christian Cage.
They're ham and eggers. They're good hands, but they're not guys you see at the top of the card.
Right. Go ahead,
Tom. How many other matches do we have to pick?
There's 10 total. This is match number 3.
Match number 3. You know what?
Yeah.
Just to keep things interesting, and I know I'm throwing myself on the sword here, but it's just to keep things interesting, so we're not all picking the same shit. I'll throw it out there. I'll go TBD.
Okay. Don't forget, we still got Bob Gray to pick.
I know, but
I thought you were gonna go Penta because the last time you picked the Death Triangle. That proved to be a good choice.
And that's true. And I would love to see, because Penta did make a push, you know, with Kenny, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah, they had a nice little match or two.
They did, but
that was Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix had a match with Kenny.
Penta.
Penta.
The inaugural All In was.
Oh
Penta.
yeah.
That and honestly, Christian is the smart pick. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like Christian is the smart pick, because outwork everyone. Like, and he looks great, and he's doing a great job in the ring. But it literally is boiled down to in-house here. I don't want us all to pick the same thing. And you know what? TBD, having a big announcement and a big situation going on, it for me, it was a wrestle between TBD and Penta, because anytime Penta is in a match, I want to bet on Penta.
Yeah, and I completely forgot about that match that he had with.
I did too.
Yeah.
Omega.
So I'm gonna hang my hat on TBD.
Okay, fair enough. All right, speaking of hanging your hat, we got a cowboy hat and cowboy shit. It's Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage, of course, with Team Taz standing nearby. Ransom, you're up to pick first.
I'm going to go with Adam Page.
Okay. All right. Man, this is a rough one for me. I think I'm also going with Hangman Adam Page. I feel like they gotta keep pushing him and making him look strong, because eventually I think he's gonna be the one that takes it off of Omega. So we gotta make him look good against big big bad monster Brian Cage. So I'm going with the Hangman, Adam Page. Poop.
This is one that I'm also going to say Adam Page, because I don't see the sense in knocking him down from here. And Brian Cage, just because of who he is and what he does, he could eat all the pins and still be legitimate, because, I mean, he's the Swolverine. You can put him in any situation and he'll thrive. And nothing against Adam Page in that sense, but like, Adam Page needs to rub against someone super big and crazy. And
right.
If you could, you know, well, not super crazy, but like if you can, if you can put Adam Cage, if you can stand, you know, thin boy Adam Page against Triple C thick boy Brian Cage. Like, I mean, you know, it just makes sense. We're going with the David and Goliath here, where David wins. So I'm going with Adam Page. And I hate to do this, and I'm going to say this on thing. You make your picks. I got to run, have a bio break.
No problem. Go ahead. All right, no problem. Beef, who you picking?
Real tempting to go Brian Cage here. By the way, can we talk Hangman Page, Brian Cage, Ethan Cage, Phage. How many fucking Cages and Pages are we gonna have? Diamond Dallas Page, forgot about him. Like Christian Cage. Yeah, I mean, we gotta talk AEW. Like, we at least gotta make it stable. Like the Pages versus the Cages. I mean, come on, it's money.
It's going to be a stable. It's going to be the age stable.
The age. Convenient for Christian to be a part of it. Anyway,
it'll be the age of destruction.
To be fair, I'm not real happy with Christian getting the giant main event push. This reeks of TNA. I hope that they do it better than TNA did. I don't think they're gonna give Christian the belt when he faces Omega. But I'm not a fan. I like Christian. He's a great top of the mid card. I have never bought him as a main eventer, and I'm sorry. I love Christian. I think he's absolutely hilarious, but he's not Edge. That being said, I am picking Hangman Page because he has, and I think that there's going to be a lot of fuckery in this match. This is going to be a Raw match of the night, to where it's going to be a great match, and then at the end of the match, everything's just going to be fuckery. Like, Team Taz is going to be there, the Dark Order is going to come out. Someone in Team Taz is going to cost Brian Cage the victory, further splintering Cage from Team Taz, and then, you know, we'll see what happens then. But yeah, I'm picking the Hangman here.
Yes, I mean, I agree. I foresee a lot of fuckery with that.
Why the fuck is Ricky Starks? Why the fuck is Ricky Starks not in the tag team or in the Battle Royal? Like, you have Powerhouse Hobbs, like.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, same thing. Why isn't Frankie Kazarian in the Casino Battle Royale?
Yeah, right.
Maybe he'll be the TBA. Who knows?
Yeah, they could be the TBDs there, or TBAs. I mean, it might not be somebody new coming in. It could just be somebody that's just not announced, but already part of the AEW roster.
Could be. All right. So this next matchup. Now, I laughed whenever I looked it up on Wikipedia, because of how it's worded. Because let's be honest, like this match isn't going to happen. Dynamite isn't happening this week until tomorrow night, as of when we're recording. But this next matchup is for the TNT Championship. Now they have on the Wikipedia Miro, who's the incumbent champion, or Dante Martin versus Lance Archer.
Okay.
They say or Dante Martin because maybe
that's
he
Devon's
could be.
Kid, right?
What's that?
That's part of Devon's kids, right? The Dante and the other Martin. I think that they're like Top Flight, right?
Yeah, it's one of the guys from Top Flight.
I think that they're Devon Dudley's kids. I'm not 100% on that.
You might have to look that up. I don't know.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, so for the TNT Championship at Double or Nothing, it's Miro, or if some fuckery ensues, Dante Martin versus Lance Archer. It's gonna be Miro.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In that line moving forward, regardless, it's way too soon to take the title off of Miro. He just got it. He looks like a monster. he had a killer promo against Archer on Dynamite. I'm up to pick first, and I am most definitely picking the best man, Miro. If Poot's back from his bio break, it's up to him, or we can fill a little time and talk some more.
We can always just skip over him, and when he gets back, we can pick this one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Beef.
All right, yeah. I mean, by the way, I had this as potentially one of your matches of the night, and I think that there could be 3. This is a big 4. With I forgot about the fucking Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
But this is going to be your classic big against big match. Man, I have been wanting them to put this fucking title on Lance Archer since he came to AEW. I thought for sure him being in the TNT tournament was going to be like his inauguration, and it just never happened. I hope to see a killer feud here, but all that being said, they're not going to hot potato this title. They're doing a very good job of not hot potatoing titles, and I don't expect that trend to break. Therefore, I am picking Miro, the best man.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Like, I'd say to AEW's credit, or to their detriment, as far as not hot potatoing titles, the only title they should have taken off a little bit sooner would have been the Women's Championship off of Ashita. But I think that's going to be rectified here whenever she faces off against Britt Baker. I just, to me, Sheeta's run has just not been that eventful to me. It's not that nothing. And I know that a majority of that was, you know, during pandemic and everything like that. But when I look at hers, and I know it's comparing apples to oranges, but this is the closest thing I can come to. Like, looking at hers versus, let's say, Io Shirai's, or let's go the other route, like, you know, let's say like Drew McIntyre's, you know, or fucking who was Raw Women's Champion during that time, Asuka.
Sasha?
I mean, yeah. So I mean, like, you know,
Bailey.
yeah. Look, Bailey. Bailey did a fantastic job with her run through the pandemic. You know,
I want to defend Cheetah because she's held it for over a year. In fact, I think she won it at Double or Nothing last year. She beat Nyla Rose.
Yep.
She's beaten Thunder Rosa. She's beaten Nyla Rose again. She's had, you know, some great matchups with Penelope, Penelope Ford, who I didn't think could get a good match taken out of her. I mean, Sheeta has done everything that has been asked of her. It's not her fault that AEW doesn't have a premier women's division.
Right.
You know what? I think for a fledgling company, having a belt for a year is a big fucking deal.
Oh, it definitely is. I think and I feel that that when they put it on Britt Baker, I think she's gonna elevate that division a lot more. You know what I mean? She has the chops for it. She has from the beginning. She's been a star in the making, just waiting. And those banger matches that she's had, like you know, the fucking one against Thunder Rosa. I mean, if she already wasn't on the map before, that one definitely put her on the map. All
right, I'm reeling this in here. We're in the middle of picks.
Yes.
Tom picked, and then we skipped Poot. Beef picked. It's back to Poot. Tell Poot what match we're picking and what picks you two already made.
Yeah. So this one's going to be for the TNT Championship. Being that we still have a title match on Dynamite as of this recording tomorrow night, it could be Miro or Dante Martin of Top Flight. Either way, yeah, I know, right? Or either one of them versus Lance Archer at Double or Nothing. I picked Miro.
Listen, I'm going with the best man, Miro. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You can't.
Yeah.
If they put the belt on him and immediately took it off him, Miro is back where he was in WWE. Like, and I can see a run with that belt with Miro for a while. Miro, when he came out against Darby Allin, he looked like $500 billion. Like, no offense to Darby, but I thought it was incredible how Miro took that belt. Like,
I don't think that's fair to discount Archer, though. I think Archer is as deserving as anybody else.
that's fine, but like burying Miro at the cost of Archer, I'm sorry, that's not smart.
That's not a burial. That's not a fucking burial, man.
Yeah, but listen, I'm sorry. I like Lance Archer as much as the next guy, but I would love to see a build to Miro versus Lance Archer and having Archer take it off Miro. That's more legitimate than having Archer win it now.
I agree. You're not wrong. Plus, let's remember that when Miro won the title, he beat up Darby because Darby was thrown down the stairs by Paige and Sky. So.
Agreed. So that's why Miro needs time to make himself the monster that he is. Every time I see Miro now, I just go like, good Lord, there are two things that happen. He looks at anything and it blasts into a million pieces because he's a monster, and every woman within a 5-mile radius gets pregnant. That's how much of a best man Miro is.
Well then, and on that note, I think Ransom, you also picked Miro, didn't you?
I didn't pick anything yet.
Okay, that's right. All right, go ahead.
But I'm also going to pick Miro.
Yeah.
They're not going to switch the title off of Miro on a Friday episode of Dynamite after they've already technically had their go-home episode of Dynamite.
Right.
So I feel like this is almost a throwaway episode, and they're not going to take the title off of Miro on this type of Dynamite. A, that's not going to happen. And B, agreeing with what everybody said, I don't think they're going to put it on Miro. And again, not to discount Lance Archer, damn it. I don't think they're going to give it to Miro and take it off of him this fast. It just, to quote a WWE, I don't think that's best for business.
Right. All right. So the next match we got is, and they stress this, it's not going to be a cinematic match like his first one. It's going to be Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Poot, you are up to pick first on this one, sir.
I really feel like Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are going to be the ones to go. I know that seems a little silly, but
oh my.
I don't, not that they don't deserve the push or they don't whatever, but like I just feel like the Darby Allin Sting thing, it would be better if they kind of tucked them away for a little bit and let them simmer and then come back even stronger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. Wolfpack Darby Allin. Got it.
Don't turn your back on it, Beef. Don't turn your back on it.
Oh, God. All right. Speaking of Beef, who you got?
Oh, my God. It's Sting. This is his official in-ring debut. It's going to be Sting and Darby. It could be fucking Sting and Steve the fucking, custodian, and fucking Sting is going to win this match.
Steve Blackman.
Yeah, right?
Steve Blackman, the custodian.
Fucking Sting and the fucking ghost of Andre the Giant. It could be fucking Sting and Jim Cornette. I don't care. It could be Jim Cornette's fucking tennis racket. Sting could be facing half the roster. This
You
is
could be
debut.
You could be using Jim Cornette's tennis racket to fuck his wife.
Okay.
Oh,
There's no chance Sting and Darby lose this match. Sting wins all the way.
All right, Ransom.
So I'm actually very torn on this because on the one hand, pardon me. On the one hand, I agree with Beef. This is Sting's official in-ring match debut, non-cinematic. It's Sting, damn it. Like, how do you not have him win that? On the other hand, though, how better to elevate a team than to have them beat Sting and Darby Allin? Not to sound like an afterthought, but how much would it elevate that team to beat the Sting team on Sting's official in-ring debut? That is how you strap a rocket to someone's back and send them where, Poot?
Wow, no response.
To the moon.
Yep. So I'm really like, this one is super hard for me to pick because I don't know what their plan is. And when I look at it that way, fuck. Oh boy. You know what? I think I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think I'm going to say Scorpio Sky and his partner, whatever his name was.
Ethan Page.
Oh,
That's it.
Ethan Page.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say them because if you want to elevate a team, this is how you do it. You have them beat Sting.
So there are as many as unpredictable as AEW can be, and as many matches there are. I think this is one I'm also going to go out on a limb on. And I say this only because I think Darby is going to be the one to eat the pin, not Sting. So I'm going to pick Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I don't know what you guys are hitting.
Beef, you're riding the nostalgia thing, man. Like, I really believe Sting wants to do business, man.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, like, you don't go out and buy a fucking $250,000 Lamborghini and fucking destroy it unless you're Bam Margera.
No, if you're Tony Khan, you do.
Man, okay.
Right, we'll see.
I'm not trying to dissuade you guys because this is going to be somewhere where I can pick up that win that I need against you guys. So you guys go ahead and you pick your Scorpio Sky and your Ethan Page, and I will take that to the bank,
Right.
as it were. The boot bank.
As it were. All right. So
That's right. It's my bank.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Poot that picked first on that one. Okay, the next one, the AEW Tag Team Championship match. We have the Young Bucks, who are the incumbent champions, with the Elite. That makes a difference. Versus Jan 5 weeks later, and Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Beef, you're up.
I read somewhere that somebody is calling Moxley and Kingston the Wild Things, and I'm here for it.
Their updated music is much better. The cover,
I'm here for it.
The cover of Wild Thing was better than the original Wild Thing track that they have now.
I think that was probably a miscommunication, honestly. Like, John Moxley's probably like, hey, let's do Wild Thing. And Tony Khan's like, okay. And then Moxley's like, no, I want the other Wild Thing. So now Tony Khan owns the rights to both those Wild Things. So we may hear the other Wild Thing at some point other. But right now Vegas has these two evenly matched.
Look at Beef, the statistician.
Man,
yeah, man, he knows his shit.
I tell you, like, this is a pick'em, but I love Moxley and I love Kingston. I think that their team is awesome, but it's the Young Bucks. This is the fucking Young Bucks. This is the best tag team of the last decade. And I'm including the Revival in that conversation. These guys are on another level. And right now, doing what they're doing, coming out wearing the fucking, like, Versace gear, looking like fucking total tools, is absolutely fucking perfect. I don't know how it's gonna go down. It would not surprise me to see the Good Brothers get involved.
Oh,
I think that the Bucks are gonna win.
All right, Ransom.
Morty.
this is another tough one for me because, again, while I agree with Beef on the status of the Young Bucks, I almost feel like after a while of them just winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, it's going to get boring. And while the Young Bucks matches are entertaining for me, I go into those matches expecting them to win. So I'm entertained by the match, but by the end of the match, when the finish happens, I go, yeah, okay, they won again. And I understand I have a different view of wrestling than a lot of people have. You know, we disagree on this podcast a lot on different wrestling things. where I see it one way and other people see it a different way. And maybe that's just me being a jaded wrestling fan. I don't know. But I don't know. I think I'm going to go on a limb on this one again, and I think I'm going to say Moxley and Kingston.
Wow. Okay. For many of the reasons that Beef said and just my own thinking, I'm also going to go with the Young Bucks. Just keep it simple. I don't think they're going to lose those titles yet. I honestly don't think they're going to lose their tag titles until after Kenny loses his title, and then the Elite will crumble from within. So, Poot, who you got?
Ransom, this is why you and I are the two-man power trip of the P3 podcast. I'm with you, buddy. I think they're going to pull this off the Bucks, and I think this is going to be Moxley and Kingston, because I feel like because the bravado with the Bucks and everything is there, it's awesome, and it's even better to see an angry, puffery heel in the chase. I'm going with Moxley and Kingston, the Wild Things.
Oh, all right. This next match, this is one for me that is really, really hard to pick. And thank God Ransom has to pick it first. But
Damn it!
Hey, it's all good with last call. So we got the Stadium Stampede match, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle.
Tom, can I interrupt you real quick? Did we not pick Cody versus Gogo yet?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We got the Stadium Stampede match, though. If you need the members of the Pinnacle, that would be MJF, Wardlow, Sean Spears, and FTR, with Tully Blanchard in tow, versus the Inner Circle, which we know is Santana and Ortiz, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and of course the GOAT, Chris Jericho. If the Inner Circle loses, they must disband as a team, quote unquote, forever. But that's the caveat to this match. So Stadium Stampede match, Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Ransom, what you got?
So I think that the Inner Circle still has life in them. I think there's still money to be had there as a group. I know they've been around for a while. And with the Pinnacle getting the win the way they did the last time, I feel like this is the Inner Circle's time for redemption. And I think probably before the end of the Inner Circle, we will see a full-blown face turn from the Inner Circle. Because I think, again, when you take that team and you move them from as good as they were as heels to faces, I think there's still a lot of money to be had there. So I don't think they're done with that yet. So I'm going to say the Inner Circle.
In that vein of thinking, I feel like they already have made the face turn with the Inner Circle since the formation of the Pinnacle. I think you've already seen that full face turn. I don't disagree that there's still money to be made with the Inner Circle, but I'm trying to think of this is why it's hard for me to pick. We had the Blood and Guts, which I thought was already going to be like the huge thing. And now we have the Stadium Stampede match. So I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know how you get much like what comes beyond that. If the Inner Circle wins, then you got to have the rubber match at some point. Like, what do you do? You know? So
I feel like there's a lot more. There's so many different style matches that you can have with factions. And yeah, they did the war zone. They did the War Games match.
Oh,
no. They're going to do the Stadium Stampede match, but I feel like damn it, with these two teams and the caliber of superstars that they have on each of these teams, the final blow-off Dunyan Rings match is going to be huge. It might even be a match, a type of match that we've never seen before. We've seen a Stadium Stampede match already. Not to discount it, not to say that like, Stadium Stampede, they've done it before, fucking who cares? But I think the final match that they're going to have between these two groups is going to be epic. Not to say that this one can't or won't be epic. I just think that there's something more. There's going to be a huge deal when these two teams are finally done, and I just don't think that's yet.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I still feel like there's money to be made with the Inner Circle. So I'm going to go with the Inner Circle tentatively for now.
Oh!
Yes. Poot, who you got?
I think it's going to be the Inner Circle. I think this is the appropriate time for 50-50 booking. Just because the dynamic between these two groups is so kind of sinewy. Like there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of history. There's a lot to be proved. There's a lot to build for all these superstars. There's a lot of opportunity to make everyone look good. And I understand booking the Pinnacle to win is like one way to do it. And it may or may not, depending on your stance, be the kind of appropriate way to do it. But I think that it would be good to have 50-50 booking and have that big dumb blow off match down the road, Morty. So I think I honestly think it's going to be the Inner Circle for this one.
Gotcha. All right, Beef, what you got?
Yeah. Grab a shovel, Morty, because I love you guys, but y'all just been buried. Listen.
Okay, good.
Listen, and you guys know I love you. But here's the thing. MJF
catchphrase.
A fucking superstar. All right?
My. Tony Schimmel.
He is the guy. I think he's the next big heel champion. And I think that taking out Chris Jericho's precious Inner Circle is going to be just another feather in this heel's cap. The writing's on the walls. LAX, Proud and Powerful, whatever you want to call them, Santana and Ortiz, have kind of been handcuffed since they've been in the Inner Circle. They haven't really been a part of the tag team division. They've been more as, gang members, more or less.
Racist.
Thank you. I was about to say that's racist, sir.
Man, they're Chris Jericho's thugs, for lack of a better word. Oh fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Oh my god, I hate myself. Guevara. Like that fucking promo that he gave a couple weeks back, dude. He's fucking death. The writing is on the wall. It's time for the Inner Circle to go amongst the stars. They will be remembered well for their tenure in AEW, but every great thing must come to an end. And rather than them sticking around too far beyond their recompense, I think that they get the old Yeller treatment. And I think that, again, MJF gets a big feather in his cap. I'm picking the Pinnacle this weekend.
Hey.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. The next match that Beef had asked about, Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson versus Anthony Ogogo with The Factory. It is me who picks first. I'm picking Cody Rhodes. Listen, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's he said it's not the American Nightmare. It's the American Dream for one night. USA. It's Cody. Plain and simple. Especially since he's been eating shit like for the last couple weeks now at the hands of Anthony Ogogo, and everybody that's friends with Cody has been eating shit at the hands of Anthony Ogogo. They've been making Anthony look strong, but he's gonna get his comeuppance. And I mean, come on, it's Cody Rhodes, so Cody all the way on this one.
I'm a shitbag here. Who is Anthony Ogogo? I haven't been paying very close attention. Who is this guy?
He's like an Olympic boxer, but he's from Britain.
Yep.
Oh,
he's he's part of the Nightmare Factory, or not the Nightmare. Yeah,
He's part of the
Nightmare
factory.
that QT Marshall basically took under his wing. So he was him and these other Jagoffs that don't really amount to much were all trainees under Cody in Cody's school, the Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, where him and QT and Dustin did the training. And then whenever QT broke from the Nightmare family, he took these young kids and was like, "Hey,
the factory.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy." And they're all like, "Okay, coach."
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm picking Cody in this one. Who do you got?
Damn it, where's Poop?
Tom makes a very compelling point, and that's the thing. But how do you build a monster heel? How do you build a monster heel?
You have him go over the ultimate baby face.
The ultimate baby face, and in this situation, who's the ultimate baby face, man?
It's Cody.
It's Cody.
Damn it, Cody.
And yeah, damn it, Cody. And that's the thing is that I think in Cody's mind, if you're thinking purely backstage, Cody in his mind is going, man, I build this up. I call myself the American Dream. It's Memorial Day weekend. And you have the, foreign heel go over, as you will. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. And plus, Gogo doesn't have the, reputation. How do you build that? Setting it on the foundation of a win like this, man. So
that's a pretty damn compelling argument, son of a bitch.
Right now, I'm gonna go with the Gogo. Like, it just makes sense. It's if this is the ultimate match, not the penultimate match. If this is the main event,
it's not.
It's not. You still have the opportunity to send the fans home happy.
True.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Gogo.
Krispy Kreme.
Beef.
Damn you, Poot, you motherfucker! I'm sitting here thinking, man, you guys are making my job easy. I'm gonna walk away with this, thinking I got the inside track on the It's a Go-Go fellow. Man, Poot hit the fucking nail on the head. You cannot. This is fucking Rocky, and it's ironic that he's a boxer, okay? But Cody's like, I'm the American Dream for one night only, and everyone's like, oh, Dusty. And Cody's like, I'm going to wear the red, white, and blue. Oh, Memorial Day, our fallen soldiers. And I'm not trying to trivialize that. Don't take it as that. I'm just saying the puffery is real. Mm-hmm. And fucking Gogo's going to come and just fucking kill him. I'm not saying it's going to be a squash, but I'm saying that Gogo's matches so far have been a lot of fucking punches. And he's won by a lot of fucking body blows. Which, he's a fucking Olympic boxer. Of course people are going to buy into it. Poot's 110 million% right. How do you build your next big monster? Especially a dude who has fucking real-life chops. You have him do what we've been crying for Cody Rhodes to do since the inception of AEW. And go out, sit on the mat, and be the guy that takes the pinfall to make somebody else look fucking huge. This is Cody's time to make a big deal for his company, and I think he's going to do it. I think a Gogo goes over clean, and I think it's going to be a decisive victory.
Okay, so Beef is going with a Gogo going over. Ransom.
Well, I tell you, Poot and Beef have convinced me easily. I have nothing more to say. I'm picking a Gogo.
Okay. All right, and then your main event for the evening for the AEW World Championship. We have a triple threat match. We have the incumbent champion, Kenny Omega, versus the Bastard, not Pat, Pac, versus Orange Cassidy. So let's see, who's that? Poot. Bring us home.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, real quick, Poot, before you go down on your pick here, did you see the message I put in the thing?
In the what thing?
In the
Discord.
Discord.
In the Discord?
Yeah, just look at it while you're doing your pick and
all right,
advise as necessary.
I'm doing it. Okay. Well, I will.
Spit it out.
This is hard for me because this is kind of the
Let's
threshold
go,
for
Diamond
this.
Joe Quimby. Well, liar, rah, rah.
Well, rah. No, this is where I run into a problem because I want to pick with my heart. I would love to see Orange Cassidy or Pac, that bastard, go over. Either one of them. I don't know about Orange Cassidy quite yet. I still think we need to see more development with Orange Cassidy. I love him. I love the gimmick. I love how he legitimizes the laissez-faire kind of wrestling that he does, the whole comedy thing with legit in-ring chops. But I think that there's more to develop with that character. I still think, and I posed this many episodes ago, where if we put Orange Cassidy where he comes out and starts cutting promos, you know, bashing his old gimmick and going heel for a spell and then coming back to the Orange Cassidy in the Canadian tuxedo, putting his hands in the pants and wearing, or in the pockets and wearing the glasses, it would be even better and it would make him a better baby face. I think we have more room with him. I think Pac, of the two of them, I think Pac would be the one to take the belt. But I think there's more work to do with Kenny. I think Kenny has more legs to him. And as we've said, Hangman should be and probably will be the one to take that belt off of Kenny. Short of something going wrong in the match where someone gets injured or something goes wrong and they have to make a call, it's Kenny. I mean, it's Kenny. Like, Kenny can carry a belt forever. Like, if they wanted to keep the belt on him for in the ballpark, and I'm talking in the cheap seats ballpark of a Bruno Sammartino. Obviously, we're not going to keep the belt on Kenny for 10 years. But I think you could have a 2+ year run with Kenny holding that belt. He has those kind of chops. He has that talent. He has the ability to make it interesting the whole time.
And not to disparage the person that I'm about to say, but fuck, they're doing it with Walter over in NXT
seriously,
UK.
No. And that's the point, is when you have a legitimate champion who not only in-ring can deliver, but outside of it can make it interesting. The reason why Walter can make it work is because not only in-ring does he deliver on multiple levels. He's not just a brute. He can do a lot of shit. But outside of it, him just being the imposing fucking monster that he is makes it interesting. And not that Kenny Omega is the imposing monster, but he's that brash bravado heel who talks the game and backs it up. He walks the walk and talks the talk. He's as good as he says he is. And I think, though, that when Hangman takes it off of him, it will be even better. It's got to be Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Putin beef are picking this before me.
Well, we still have last call, so don't get too far ahead of yourself yet. Beef.
I'm everywhere.
Last month for that shit, boy.
I know, right?
I am teeter-tottering on this one, man. Poot's right.
Yes.
Poot's 100% right. Like, this is the Omega show. But we talked about a couple weeks back on the Kenny the Belt Collector episode how AEW needs to make sure I talked about it. I shouldn't say we. I was the one that brought this point up. I don't know if you guys are agreeing. I assume you are, but whatever. AEW needs to protect their interests. They need to make sure that their champion is shiniest of all. Yes, he's Impact and TNA champion. Yes, he's the AAA Mega champion. You know, who knows what the future holds for Kenny Omega, but they need to make sure that their belt is the one most protected because he's their guy. Now, here's the thing. I made a very impassioned plea on that same episode saying, much like Poot, that he needs to hold the belt for a long time and then eventually, yes, lose it to Hangman Page because it creates a nice little cycle and a complete story. But here's the thing. Catchphrase.
Here's the thing.
Me?
To me, oh, you fucking said the same as I did. To me,
Yeah, man.
I don't think Impact is going to let Kenny Omega trot around with their title for much longer. I think once Kenny can go back to Mexico, he's probably dropping that AAA Mega title. So if you have him take 2 body blows and then finally lose the AEW title last of all, it's like sloppy thirds, you know? So here we have a triple threat match. Whereas we know the champion does not need to be pinned or submitted. So Pac could beat Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy could beat Pac. Kenny Omega could lose the AEW title without taking a pinfall. Meaning that he could continue his unbeaten streak for however fucking long it's been. I know he's had some losses, but like very fucking few. So he can get out of this without a fucking blemish on his mark, with a claim to this top title, and have his business with him and Moxley resurface to fucking bury that shit, because you know that ain't over. You know that ain't over. I think we're in agreement. I don't think that Omega versus Moxley needs the belt to be a successful feud. So, and then you can cycle Kenny back around in the fall at All Out, or next year at Revolution, on the Jericho Cruise. I don't care. At some point, you can cycle Kenny back around and be like, you know what? I am the rightful heir to this championship, and I'm taking it back now, on his time. And here's what changed my tune. Immediately after we did our podcast, Kenny the Belt Collector. Go back and listen to it, by the way. That week on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy came out, and Kenny Omega absolutely clowned him. Absolutely left him in the dust. And so my line of thinking shifted. I'm like, oh my God. Like, they are making him look like clown shoes so hard. The Go Home Dynamite, they tried to get him to sign away his match on this night to a later time because he sustained a quote-unquote concussion in his match against Pac. All of this is telling me that there is a chance that Orange Cassidy could walk out with the AEW title. Tony Khan paid big money for Orange Cassidy to have an honest-to-God theme song. Tony Khan and AEW listens to the fans. The fans pop super fucking hard for Orange Cassidy. I think it would be a tremendous fucking pop to have Orange Cassidy go over here. And like I said, leave Omega 100% unblemished.
So who are you picking?
I'm also in a heart versus head struggle. I'm picking Omega. It would not shock me if Orange Cassidy won, but I gotta believe that AEW has all their chips, no pun intended, on Kenny Omega at this point. So I think that Omega walks out with the title.
All right, Ransom.
All right, so sorry, but I'm gonna have a discussion.
You're good, man. That's what this is. This is not just a pick show. We are here to discuss wrestling, my friend. What do you got?
So I kind of want to get your take on this as well, Beef. I see everything you're saying, and this isn't a disagreeing discussion with you. This is a I want to try to get your thoughts. So I understand what you're saying about, like they want to protect their title and that it doesn't want to come off as like a sloppy thirds with him having lost the Impact Impact and then AAA, vice versa, whatever. And then the AEW is the last one he loses. Does it do Kenny Omega, the character, justice to have him lose the AEW title and then lose both the other two titles and then come back and go, hey, I never lost the AEW title. I wasn't pinned. It wasn't me. I'm the rightful heir. I deserve it. After having lost the other two, which he's going to have to lose the other two. Sure, it could also be in triple threat matches, but I think that would kind of be a chintzy way out to have him lose all those belts on like triple threat matches as opposed to being beaten. Does it do him justice, or does it make him look weaker by coming back and saying, all right, I'm back for the AEW title. Never mind that I lost the other ones. Like I lost the other ones, but don't talk about it. But I'm here for this one, damn it! Like, I'm back. When I look at it that way, part of me almost sees that and goes, well, you lost, and you lost, and you lost, and you lost. So you're coming back for the AEW title a loser. Is that better than losing the other titles first and being that shit-stained heel that does everything possible in his power to hang on with all of his strength, that all of his might, all of his grip on that one last piece of gold that he's got? And that's the AEW title storyline, is him clinging to it, desperately trying not to lose the one belt he has left. I don't know. So that's why I want to get your opinion. I don't know what the better storyline is. Losing the AEW and then the other ones, and then coming back to the AEW title after having lost all the other belts, or losing the other belts first and being that heel that clings to it. I think back to the which I feel like is the only saving grace of the Invasion storyline, where the heel Steve Austin was in a match, I think, with Kurt Angle or The Rock, I can't remember. But they had him in either the ankle lock or the sharpshooter, whichever one. He was in a submission match, and he was grasping, clinging to that WWE title belt. He wasn't tapping. He was screaming and clinging to it. And I can remember the announcer, I don't know if it was JR or who, said, Austin's in this move. Look at him. Look at him clinging to that title belt. He's clinging to it with all he can. He's screaming. He's clutching that title belt. He doesn't want to let it go. That's where I'm torn. I don't know.
So, first and foremost, I don't think AEW gives a shit about the AAA title. If Kenny Omega suddenly showed up without it, I don't think the fan base would be like, hey, where's another belt? Because it's Mexico. So I think that, they can let... That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because their viewer base is, not... Yes, they're a good portion of smart marks, but again, they got to believe that the average fan isn't going to fucking, tune over to AAA and watch Kenny Omega lose his title. So, I think that they could care less what happens in AAA, to be honest with you. I think with Impact, I think they have an exit strategy. Because, again, you don't put this angle out there saying, hey, our guy, the guy that we believe is the guy. And I love, it was so apt that you made the comparison to Steve Austin, because I think that that's what Kenny Omega means to AEW right now, is what Austin meant to the Attitude Era. There's no way that you set up an angle where he comes in and takes those belts and then just gets beat, like, clean, or even in a dusty finish. There's no way that you don't set up some big fucking thing. So let me paint a picture. And fantasy booking, Beef's Fantasy Booking 101. So here we are at let's say Omega retains here, and here we are at Impact Bound for Glory. I think it's coming up, and it's Moose and Kenny. And they're just going, hand for fist, man. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, who hits the fucking ring but Samoa Joe? Puts fucking Kenny Omega in the Kikina clutch, knocks his ass out. Moose takes the easy pin. Boom. Titles, on Moose. All of a sudden, on AEW, Samoa Joe shows up and is like, hey, you know what, motherfucker? I'm coming for your gold next. Like, that is a fucking solid exit strategy. That's how you do someone the right way. To answer your question, you know what? I like your line of thinking where, you're slowly peeling the layers off of him until he's got nothing left. And he's clutching that title and saying, I'll do whatever the fuck I have to do. You'll kill me before you take this piece of gold off of me.
Oh. Okay.
So what are you thinking, Ransom?
I don't fucking know.
I'll say this again. In my opinion, I don't think that there is a face more over in the wrestling world right now than Orange Cassidy.
All right, I'm going to... Honestly, I feel like the only way I'm going to win this Cruiserweight title is by risk. So I'm going to take a risk on this one again. And you know what? I'm going to say Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
My man.
Let's do it. I'm banking on beef.
Says the man that picked Kenny Omega.
Right?
He's like, my man, you go ahead and go out on the limb, and I'm going to pick Kenny Omega.
The ultimate manipulator over here. God damn, beef.
I would have won this fucking belt. Hold on. I would have won this fucking belt at WrestleMania had I not fucking picked Seth Rollins.
If it
I would have
wasn't
picked the grain and fucking picked Seth Rollins in a match because, clearly it's going to be Rollins. And that was the match that cost me.
Yep.
I'm picking with my head here. And I truly, as a wrestling pundit, and yes, I am going to fucking pat myself and suck my own dick at the same time.
Wow. You've been doing your DDPY yoga, haven't you?
Yeah, no shit.
I believe that we are wrestling pundits. We're in the wrestling zeitgeist. We're out there, man. So as a wrestling pundit, as a talking head about the professional sport of wrestling, the sport of kings, I truly believe that this is your chance to show the world that, hey, we are listening to you. We're going to go with I'm telling you, man, fucking Daly's place, packed, a full fucking house, and Orange Cassidy wins. It's going to explode. It's going to be fucking nuts.
So why didn't you pick Orange Cassidy then?
Because I don't want to be... Because math, okay?
Because I want to win.
Because math. Because I had this in my pocket as one where I can fine-tune if needed, where I can fall on either side of that coin. I'm looking at the matches that we've picked, and I'm saying, okay, I don't need to take a big risk here. If things change the last call, I too will change and potentially flip this match. But I'm looking at the numbers, and Poot, you fucking call me on this shit all the time. I am 100% guilty of it right now. I'm sitting there looking at the numbers, saying, okay, if, and then, boom.
Don't be that guy.
To me, this is a risk that I don't need to take. With going out on a limb with a Gogo, and apparently Sting, because fuck me, right? And, those three matches are going to be, and the fucking Pinnacle, which my mind is blown that it wasn't Bucks across the board, that it wasn't the Pinnacle across the board, and it wasn't Sting versus Darby versus across the board. That's why I had this match tucked in my back pocket, so I could be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to switch to Orange Cassidy. But I don't have to, because I don't need to take that risk. That's why, Tom. There's your answer.
Okay.
Jeez,
that's the problem.
That's
That's the problem. You pick with your heart and your head. That's your problem. You got to choose one or the other. And, if at least that you lose, you can say, oh, I was focused on my goals. You're not. You're choosing both. You're doing both. You're doing both, buddy.
I don't see a match that I lose.
Wow, the confidence.
Damn.
Well,
Shit, damn.
you know what? Honestly, if I lose this title this month here, I'm gonna laugh whenever Bob Gray's the one that takes it instead of Beef. Just saying.
Wouldn't that be the thing?
That would be the thing. After all this, I'm just gonna make it simple. Kenny Omega. Boom.
There. All
Oh,
right.
damn it, I'm the outlier.
Now, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, running these down, having
Yes.
all this said, I think, and I understand this episode's running like literally time-wise IRL. We're
Yeah.
running long. And
Yeah.
I know we have a lot to talk about with like,
Well, recording, we're only like at 90 minutes. So, to be honest, this is probably one of our shorter episodes recorded.
that's true. But my point remains is that, you know, with us going like this, like we're kind of my
How
point.
about this? Instead of running through each pick for last call, we just say, okay, Tom, do you want to change? Yes, no.
No,
I can run through it. I can
run through it. Let's
very
run through
quickly.
it
It's
fast.
not-
Let's do it. Run through it fast. Go, Tom.
How about we only do the matches that there's a disagreement on? If we're across the board on a match, then, you know, that doesn't need to
Somebody
be said.
may want to change something.
That's fair. Okay.
All right, Tom, go.
Quickly, first match. Serena Deeb versus Riho. Serena Deeb across the board. Any changes?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Sheeta versus Britt Baker. Britt Baker across the board.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Casino Battle Royale. 3 of us for Christian Cage. Poot's the outlier with TBA. Any changes?
Yes.
Okay. Ransom, what are you changing to?
I want to change to Penta.
Okay.
Oh, there's my boy. There's my
There you go.
boy.
My man.
You know
Okay.
what? Fuck it. Let's go for it. Let's get weird. I'm staying.
Okay, so you're staying with TB
TBA,
announced.
why not?
Okay, so we got TBA.
You win this belt off of this match, and it's Samoa fucking Joe.
Man.
I'm gonna shit a gold.
Man, I'm gonna
Nice.
tell you something. If this
All right,
is the
hold-
thing, you're never gonna hear enough from the Barbarian. Oh,
Good. I hope so.
All right, next match. Page versus Cage. Page across the board. Any changes?
nope.
No. No.
All right. What?
No, I'm Nick Corner Ransom Gad.
Okay. TNT Championship match. We have Miro across the board, and we're all assuming he's gonna retain tomorrow night against Dante Martin of Top Flight. I think that's safe to say. We're all across the board and staying locked in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Sky and Page minus Beef. He's the lone Sting and Darby. Any changes?
Nope.
No.
Stan, my man.
Okay. We are a split house on Young Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston. Myself and Beef have the Young Bucks retaining. Poot and Ransom have Moxley and Kingston. Any changes?
Nope. 2-man power trip, buddy.
No.
Good on this one.
All right. Stadium Stampede match. Beef is the lone outlier with the Pinnacle. The rest of us have the Inner Circle. Any changes?
No.
Nope. 50-50 booking.
I am changing to the Pinnacle.
Ooh, we're a split house.
50-50 picking.
All right.
There's the sigh.
Hold on.
There's the sigh right there.
No, you know what?
You
The
fucked
numbers.
up,
The
Tom.
numbers. You fucked the numbers, Tom.
They spelled disaster for you. It's sacrifice, Beef.
Damn it.
Yeah, you did just fuck me, didn't you?
You fucked his numbers. Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Good for you, man. Good for
I
you.
can't. No, wait, no. We're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Numbers.
I'm staying on the Pinnacle.
Numbers.
Math makes me so hard.
Oh, as a banker,
Anyways.
it does.
I know, right? All right. Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Myself being the lone man with the American Dream / Nightmare Cody. Ogogo for the rest of you. Any changes?
Not for me.
No.
Nah, I'm sitting with a go-go, buddy.
I think Beef may have convinced me on this one as well.
Yes,
God.
do it. Change it. Change
my
it. Fuck him. Change it and fuck him.
My thought was that Cody would go over, but there would be some post-match fuckery where a Gogo still looks strong. But
Change it and fuck him. Do it.
I'm going with the Gogo.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you, Tom.
Fucked him.
And the last match.
No balls.
AEW World Championship. We are Omega for the three of us, except Ransom is sitting at Orange Cassidy. Go ahead, Beef. Would you like to make your change now?
I will, because I got fucking balls. And if you're going to be a champion that has no balls and is like, oh, I'm choosing because that many numbers, I'm going to be the guy that says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get weird with it. Orange Cassidy. Book it.
Says the guy who just freely admitted to picking based off the numbers, and he's going to be that guy. Listen.
I told you, this was in my back pocket as a flip-flop if I needed it.
That's
fine.
This is
my flip-flop. So
that's fine.
You want to switch over to a Gogo? That's fine. And the Pinnacle? That's fine, because I know that I'm right about the rest of the damn card.
Listen.
This is the only match that I struggled on.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now.
So excited.
If Cassidy wins that belt, I'm going to be thrilled. I don't care about the Cruiserweight title at that point. Legit. I'm just going to be like, damn, hell yeah, Orange Cassidy. Like, seriously. We'll have to deal with Beef being the champion for a month, whatever. But, like, like
hold on.
my thing legit will be Orange Cassidy is the champion. He deserves it. He's put in the work. Fuck yeah. But that doesn't mean that I'm about to bet against Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you, but no.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't care. Cruiserweight title aside, it's going to be a good show. I'm going to be happy regardless of the results, as long as one of us remains the champion and not Bob Gray.
That's the goal, keeping it in-house. At the end of the day, we can bicker and quarrel and play all we want.
So, yes, I'm going to fuck your numbers up because I would like to keep the title right here where it belongs in Pittsburgh, PA. Not wherever the fuck Bob Gray is at.
Wherever the fuck ever.
Yeah, wherever the fuck he is in whatever alternate universe of the voice changers and fucking...
I want him to win it. I do.
I know you do.
I want this belt outside the four of us so damn bad I can taste it.
All right, so those are the final picks.
So Tom, you are sticking with Omega, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sticking with Omega.
Cool deal.
Yeah, I'm not changing because I'm picking with my head, not with my heart. My head says Omega, and I'm sticking with that.
We're just gonna hear if Beef wins. We're just gonna hear for a month. The numbers don't lie.
We're going to hear for a month, literally a month. That's it.
Yeah, and I can tell you this, though, too. So not only do you have that to look forward to, but I can't wait to go back to being the advocate because you're going to hear the numbers don't lie from two of us.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and I'll say it again. On any of these, like, I wasn't going to flip on the Gogo match. I wasn't going to flip on the Sting match. I wasn't going to flip on the Pinnacle match. I am so sound in those picks. So, like, even if you had, even though you flipped on those two matches that I had, theoretically in pocket against you, I am so committed to those. The Omega Orange Cassidy pack match is a 100% pick 'em. And I truly, truly, truly believe that this is how you get the belt off of Omega. And it's going to be a huge fucking pop because AEW is beating WWE to the punch. Big news, by the way. WWE's taking SummerSlam to Allegiant Stadium. Brand new fucking the Death Star out in the desert. Out in Las Vegas. Allegedly. Reportedly at this point. Nothing's confirmed, but it's happening. But AEW is going to do it first. They're beating WWE to the punch with a full crowd, and even though it's only $30,000 versus the 100 whatever they're going to have it, or the 87 plus that they're going to have at Allegiant Stadium for SummerSlam, the $30,000 at Daly's Place is going to be absolutely fucking ravenous because it's going to be a packed house for the first time in a year. They're going to lose their ever-loving minds if fucking Where Is My Mind closes out that show.
Yep.
Well,
it's going to be an explosion.
All I can say is win or lose, I've had a nice run. I've had a very comfortable run. I'm good with it.
Tremendous run.
It's been good. And Beef can try to besmirch it all he wants, but say,
sure, if you like ties.
It doesn't matter. I won.
I got a closet full of ties myself.
I won Shut your mouth. I
No,
won
you don't.
according.
No, you don't.
I won according to the rules. Exactly how it's been laid out since the beginning. Suck it. Beef.
Well, and
Now listen. Hold on, real quick. Listen. Shut up. Beef might have a. Damn you. Beef might have a closet full of ties, but the one tie he doesn't have in that closet is the P3 title.
Oh.
So all those ties are worthless.
You're not wrong. Speaking of ties and the P3 Cruiserweight title and everything, fans, if you are listening, and I know that you are because you're listening, we have some big news on that front. Stay tuned to the Facebook page. As you know, it is open season next month and beyond. The Cruiserweight title could be coming to your house. See what I did there with the NXT in your house coming up?
In your house?
It's
Yeah.
you know, it's the open season. We're making some fine tuning of the rules. We're not going to belabor you with them right now because we got some other stuff we want to talk about. But we'll stay tuned to Facebook. We're going to throw up some stuff and we'll throw up an example so that everybody's clear on the rules. It makes a lot of sense and it will prevent Tiger Bomb Tom from walking around with these
So
fucking
salty.
title anymore.
So salty.
Yeah, but he's not
I need to
kind
ask
of wrong.
you about something.
I'm taking this title to the moon.
I hate you. Anyway, go on.
Report.
Well, would you rather me have it take it to North Carolina?
I'm going to kill someone.
Nothing good comes from there. That's so plasticky there.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. So is Don Callis out from Impact? Is he no longer an executive there? I thought I read a story that said that he wasn't the thing anymore.
It's murky. People don't know if it's legit, if it's a
or
shoot,
if it's
if it's a work.
kayfabe, yeah.
Yep. Like this whole Don Callis, Kenny Omega, Bullet Club, Elite, this is all very close to the vest. This is probably the best job that wrestling has done keeping kayfabe in fucking 30 years.
And how does Jim Cornette not love this? Like, Jim Cornette shits all over AEW.
Because I'll tell you,
doing kayfabe like no one else has done in so fucking long. How does Jim Cornette just not wet for this?
I'll tell you why. Because it's not in the context that he fucking wants. That's why. Yep. It's not in the exact. It's not in the exact backwoods dirt show that he always says that he hates so fucking much. He always says that he hates those fucking dirt shows so much. All of the fucking wrestling that he talks about that he loves so much happened in fucking tiny little fucking halls and converted armories and bingo halls and like all that stuff where like men were men and wrestlers were still wrestlers, motherfucker.
Let me tell you,
it's not in the context that he wants, and because it's not in the context he wants, he fucking hates it.
I fancied myself a wrestling historian, and I've talked about that on the podcast before.
I fancy myself a fancy boy.
Well, you are.
While fucking your wife. Go on.
Hurtful. Brittany, what are you doing?
You should have for your wife better there.
It doesn't matter what our title belts are. What matters is our fanciness.
Anyway, oh my god. What's happening? So
Bane's fucking your wife. Go on.
As a wrestling historian, I watched a lot of wrestling in my time.
Really?
Yeah, right. And in my free time, I watch a lot of wrestling. So,
alert.
That being said, everybody is, especially, and this is kind of the Cornette like aspect of the whole thing. Everybody for fucking years and years went on and on about how great the feud between Steamboat and Flair was in the 80s for the WCW title, where they put on like a couple hour draws and they had some good, great matches for the time. I think I was watching them with Ransom, maybe. I think Ransom had the Flair DVDs, or maybe Poot. I don't remember.
I have them, yeah.
I was fucking falling asleep, man. Like,
damn it. How can you not pop for all those flops?
I respect the hell out of Jim Cornette.
Hashtag pop for the flop.
Pop for the flop. I respect the hell out of Jim Cornette. The same way that I respect the hell out of Vince Russo. And Paul Heyman, they're very fucking sharp minds, but each of them has a niche, and when they tried to operate outside of that niche, it didn't go so well. I think that each of them, if they would have, to use the parlance of the times, stayed in their own lane, would have been probably more successful, or would have, if they were open to change and working together, would have been way more successful, and WWFE would not be what it is today. All that being said, because Jim Cornette is so stuck in the past, and he believes that Steamboat versus Flair, their fucking trilogy of hour-long matches, is the absolute best thing in the world, that's why he can't appreciate it today. And I'm sure 30 years from now, somebody's going to be saying the same thing about Dave Meltzer. That Dave Meltzer is so stuck in the past with Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada and their hour-long matches that he can't appreciate whatever the hell wrestling will become in 30 years. It's a cycle. It happens. The old heads want things to stay the same, and that's true of any fucking sports thing. The old heads don't want change. They want the exact same sport that they played. The new generation's like, how can we make this more marketable, more palatable, and get more money? Cornette never really gave a fuck about money. He gave a fuck about his ego, and it shows.
Well, I mean, to interject for a second, Beef.
No, I'm good.
It's I was always going to say is that it doesn't matter if it's across sports, music, you find the same thing. Humans just naturally are creatures of habit. We don't thrive off of change. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not saying that everybody is stuck, in their crotchety old ways, like from the word go, but it is hard for people to accept change. So in a generality, I can understand that, because I'm that way with music. I do accept some newer stuff, but a lot of it I don't like, because a lot of it just sounds just like shit to me now.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Papa Roach's first album was amazing, wasn't it?
my example I always go to.
Fucking
Why did we go with
roasted?
What?
Wow.
Who says I like Papa Roach? Anyways,
I think he's just generalizing you because
I don't understand, but anyways.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, I mean, Five Finger Death Punch was awesome. They were fucking great. Nickelback, though, their first one, super good.
Boom, roasted.
All three, none of these three that I listen to on a regular basis. Thank you very
funny.
much. Anyways,
it's hilarious.
You're right. Come, my lady. Come, my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Like, I get it. Like, dude.
Oh my God! So many belly laughs.
Tom, you and I have talked about music numerous times. You know I'm just busting your nuts, buddy.
I know. But the Nickelback, really, that's too far. that hurts.
Listen, Picklenack can do everything. They can keep writing the same song and making millions of dollars. And we're sitting here yakking for free on the internet.
That's right.
I feel like when you call me, I feel like when you imply that I'm somebody that listens to Nickelback, that's almost as offensive as if you call me the N-word.
Listen, you gotta meet the hottie with $1 million body. She say it's over budget, but you say you gotta touch it. Come on, come on.
Oh,
Whatever.
Why? What are you? Oh my God.
Listen, I'm a man. Listen,
Anyways,
if you're gonna walk the walk, you gotta talk the talk. All right, that's fine.
Oh my God.
Listen, what I was gonna say is, I was just mentioning to somebody that was riding along with me for work the other day. I was saying about how I can listen to a variety of music. I have a bunch of shit from fucking AWOL Nation to Avenged Sevenfold to Akinyele. Remember that deep cut? Put it in your mouth. Go listen to it. Yeah, it is. I don't like newer rap.
See, you're just proving my point, Tom. I'm just saying.
No, hold on. I can't stand mushmouth, mumble, fucking auto-tune rap, but give me like Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, T.I., Ludacris from back in the day. Like, I can deal with that. Back in the day. But,
what are we on about here right now? Hey, did something happen with freaking that guy and that guy with all the money?
Cameron Grimes?
Yeah, what the hell happened with that?
Nothing really. Basically, the $1 Million Face-Off turned into LA Knight interrupting them, and him kind of making a plea to Ted DiBiase to kind of have his endorsement. and he fucking gave Grimes his finisher or whatever. That was it. So they're setting up a feud there between.
I disagree. That was a fucking double turn of epic proportions. Like, that was a fucking smooth ass double turn. When Cameron Grimes came out, everybody was booing the fuck out of him. Everybody hated him. Ted DiBiase comes out for the first time in his life. Everybody was popping and cheering. And then by the end of it, LA Knight comes out, hits Grimes with his finisher, and Ted DiBiase says, "You just don't get it, kid." Does the laugh and walks away. People are booing DiBiase, seemingly following LA Knight, and then cheering Cameron Grimes when he gets back up. Like, that's a fucking prolific double turn. Maybe not prolific, but that's a pretty fucking good double turn. And that just proves that DiBiase gets it, man.
Well, what I was saying is there wasn't a whole lot storyline wise build up, like, from all the things that we've seen. Like, when Grimes did come out, he was saying to DiBiase, and he wasn't like talking like in voice, like in character. He's just like, "Why, man? Just why?" He was like, and they were garnering sympathy for him and stuff like that. To kind of slightly disagree with Beef. Yes, I know Grimes was a heel, but maybe it's just for the smarks out there or whatever, but Grimes was so entertaining, like you couldn't help but love him, even though he was supposed to be a heel. Kind of like Adam Cole, but in a different vein, if that makes sense. Like, but I don't disagree with the fact that they did do a good job of garnering sympathy for Grimes and getting him into more of a face role. So we'll see how they decide to do it moving forward. If they're gonna kind of push Grimes, no offense, to the moon as a babyface or not. Okay, but really, right. but really, I think it was just. I think it was kind of a way to get some sort of program going, because LA Knight really didn't do anything since that fucking North American Championship, like Battle Royal thingy.
And I feel like he's one, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tom. I feel like with LA Knight, I feel like what they were doing is they brought him in, it came into much fanfare, and they were like, "Yeah, see what we did? We brought in this guy you all love," and they went, "Oh, the dicks, what are we gonna do with him?"
Yeah, and
WWE is want to do.
And realistically, Triple H I trust, and because remember, Kushida was miring for the longest time, doing nothing. We're like, what the fuck's going on with Kushida? Now he's putting on popping matches with fucking Santos Escobar. He's a champion. In Triple H I trust, man. Like,
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not doubting the process. I mean, I trust Triple H's process a lot more than fucking Vincent Kennedy McMahon's. But I think that was the case. Like, to really kind of wrap it up in a bow with that, I think honestly they just didn't have anything for LA Knight. Really, Cameron Grimes wasn't really in a program with anybody since fucking Dexter Lumis. And whenever Grimes got hurt, then he this whole gimmick came up with the billionaire or millionaire or whatever, Cameron Grimes making his crypto investments, and then he comes back and has this new gimmick. Even still, after he came back, he wasn't really involved in a steady program with anybody. He was doing all these vignettes about him having money, and that was basically it. So they needed to get some sort of opponent for the both of them. So why not? Let's see what works.
I just love the fact that Cameron Grimes actually made money on the crypto market, and he's still just like, oh, I could not do this if I didn't want, and he's still doing it, and he made a gimmick out of it. He's like, now he has the luxury of being like, if this doesn't work out, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm glad that him and Triple H and everybody there in NXT were smart enough to say, like, it's one of those cases where, art imitating life. Like, same thing back in the day with the whole fucking Edge, Matt Hardy, Lita thing. You have a real life situation that is compelling, that is interesting. Fucking let's use it. Like, why not? Let's fucking go for it. So The main event was awesome on NXT as expected.
Yep. And I mean, again, I just can't praise AEW enough for doing the Go Home show basically 2 weeks ago. Yes, Dynamite's tomorrow, and yes, it's fucking sold out. By the way, it's sold out. They're a full packed house. One of the students I used to teach is going to be there, so I'm going to be watching for him. But yeah, it's going to be a full house there tomorrow night. It's going to feel more like a dark, honestly. And I'm not wild about the 10 p.m. time slot. I think that Tony Khan should have fought a little fucking harder and been like, listen, if you're going to preempt me right before one of our big fucking pay-per-views, right before the pay-per-view where we have a fucking packed house, at least give me an 8 o'clock time slot. But, again, you don't want to be fighting SmackDown. I get it. I understand all of it. It's one of those shitty situations where real sports will come before fake sports every single day of the week. And, you know, playoffs, baby. But I cannot commend AEW enough for how they've handled the whole situation. It's a bad fucking, like, week to be a Raw announcer, right? Like, fucking
Good Lord.
Adnan Virk gets who was absolutely atrocious at his job, by the way.
Well, Adnan sounded like a
Oh, wow.
Sounded like what?
That was
What?
his gimmick. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
He didn't
no.
fucking know names, moves, nothing.
No, Adnan.
See that's how fucking that's how unmemorable that he was and how shitty he was. That when Beef made a point to like make an impression of him,
I said what?
nobody knew what the fucking Beef was talking about.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Here was my issue with Adnan is that like he sounded like a super fan that got a shot at being an announcer and he miserably fucking failed. Like
Maybe he was
Beef,
a Make-A-Wish dude.
Beef no, and I was and that really is it. Like that's the thing. You could have taken any one of us and put us on there. We'd have done a 10,000% better job. With
Wow, he must have been garbage.
Oh, he was trash.
He was. He just did.
And it's no fault to Adnan. That's not criticizing his ability as a broadcaster. It's just that he was brought into a world he did not understand.
Oh, was he not a wrestling guy to begin with?
No.
He was a legitimate sports guy, like
A real
baseball or
sports guy,
something.
ESPN guy, yeah.
But here's the thing, like it sounded so forced and so manufactured by him. Like it just sounded fake. Honestly, the one word that we don't like to use when we talk about pro wrestling is fake, and that's exactly what he sounded like. He sounded like a fake fucking announcer.
The only word that we don't like to use is the Shockmaster.
No.
And then fucking Tom Phillips gets the axe today. I thought that Phillips and Samoa Joe and Byron Saxton made a pretty good team.
I thought Phillips was a great play-by-play guy. I think he was really good. Corey Graves is always going to be like a great color commentator. I'm just wondering what they're going to do now. I wonder what we're
from Jimmy Smith of UFC MMA fame is going to be allegedly going to be the middle guy on Raw now.
Oh, really?
So what are the Raw and SmackDown announced teams going to be now?
So right now, SmackDown is currently Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Okay.
Then NXT is unchanged right now. It's Vic Joseph, who I've actually grown fond of. I don't know why I didn't like him on Raw. It wasn't like that I actually really hated him, but I remember us talking about him and I was like, fuck him, he's stupid. But he's doing great in NXT. Him, Wade Barrett, and Beth Phoenix are a good team down there. Monday Night Raw, as of right now, is Byron Saxton, Corey Graves, and then I guess this Jimmy Smith guy. So
which, again, this guy is at least a combat like sports guy, So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's gonna bring to the table. If he's decent, I think he could be okay. He's a former UFC and Bellator commentator. and he's going to be the play-by-play guy.
I'm not
I feel
gonna
like
lie.
somebody who's commented combat sports before could do a good job as a WWE announcer.
Mhm.
Like, I think, if you learn the wrestlers' names, you learn their moves, and you know what to call, I think the flow of how he's going to be able to call the match is going to come out organically.
Yeah.
I think he could do a good job.
My one question is, and no offense to him, but I don't understand why Byron Saxton is still there. Like, he's basically foil for Corey Graves, as
that's it.
he's color number 2. Like,
He's the good guy foil, man. Like I like Kofi Kingston. Oh, I don't see what the problem is with Drew McIntyre. And to be made fun of, like that's his role. And he did the same thing.
Corey Graves does a miraculous job of making fun of Byron Saxton.
I love it. Oh,
I mean,
it's Saxton
so
and
entertaining.
Corey Graves. I remember when because Byron Saxton and Corey Graves were on NXT together. Yeah.
I believe so.
I remember when Byron first started. I thought that he was Percy. What's his name? And
Percy Watson.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
Percy Pringle.
Like, dude, what's going on with this fucking Saxton guy? And then the more the fucking Graves played into him, like the more I'm like, man, this is actually getting pretty good. So I think that him and Graves work well. But yeah, I mean, you got to have that color guy or the play-by-play in it,
Well, then why don't they have that on SmackDown as well? Why don't they always have a 3-man team no matter what? That's
Freaking get Joe Rogan in there. Damn it, that man's entertaining.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't want Joe Rogan on WWE for Joe Rogan's sake. But to hear him call a WWE event, I am certain. You know what? Okay, this is a little bit of a tangent and off topic, but I don't care. I feel like Joe Rogan is the commentating equivalent of Shawn Michaels. Joe Rogan could commentate a phone book versus a broom, and it would be entertaining. He could make that entertaining. That dude, you know what? I'm fine with that statement because I have not seen, and granted, I don't watch a lot of UFC, but I've watched a lot of UFC clips, and I know I should.
Fucking great.
But fucking Joe Rogan, I have not heard him commentate a bad thing in UFC. Granted, like I said, I haven't watched full UFC events. I've just watched different matches. I've watched different clips, and I like.
Well, bring it around.
He's not going to be the Michael Cole of commentating. He's going to be the color guy. But shit, damn, he is so entertaining. His reactions to moves emphasize those moves even more. And impressive moves in WWE emphasized by Joe Rogan on commentary, it would blow the match out of the water. Like, it would make the dullest match look entertaining.
You know why Joe Rogan's so successful as a UFC commentator is because he lives and breathes MMA, man. Weed, like that's what he does. So like he is like super inundated with it. And I think that's why Adnan Burke didn't work because he's a sports guy, not a WWE guy. I think that's the same reason the coach didn't work. He's a sports guy, not a wrestling guy. That's why guys 100%. Like Gorilla Monsoon, who ate and fucking slept and bled the wrestling business, was one of the greatest was one of the greatest play-by-play guys of all time.
Well, and even Vince on commentary.
Man.
Vince on commentary was awesome too.
If you look at all of the great color commentary guys of the past, they did eat, breathe, and sleep the business. And you've mentioned a few already, Beef. And you guys listeners can feel free to disagree as well, but it doesn't change my opinion. Jim Cornette on commentary was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved Jim Cornette on commentary. Same with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was amazing on commentary. Same with Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan on commentary. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Oh, yes. Yes.
Not the way that he wants to be, though.
Damn it.
fucking Don Callis, man. Like, he blows me away. I loved him on New Japan. Kevin Kelly's good. I appreciate him for what he does. Fucking Don Callis on New Japan was great. Because he fucking sold the shit. When Minoru Suzuki came out, Don Callis shit his fucking pants every time. He's like, I'm out of here. This fucking lunatic's coming out. Nope. You go get him, Rock. Go get him, Rocky. I'm out of here. And he'd fucking disappear while Minoru Suzuki made his fucking entrance and was fucking throwing chairs around. Like, and he's so good. It's almost like Dawn, because you hear him on Dynamite, and you're like, Dawn, you realize you're a heel manager, right? Like we appreciate you're awesome on commentary, but dude, like, remember you're also a heel manager for Kenny Omega, so like, you know, you gotta get into your heel pants. You gotta take your commentator pants off. He's super fucking good too, and we could go on and on with great commentators, but the point is, these guys who live and breathe it are 100% going to get it better, and I'm going to say something very controversial.
Here we go.
I think that's why Michael Cole is so successful, because he took what was kind of a throwaway job 30 years ago, and he made it a passion. He's like, you know what?
That's true.
I didn't know wrestling coming in.
Yep.
He's dedicated to it. And to answer your question, Ransom, that's why there's a two-man team on SmackDown, because Michael Cole.
But yeah.
I'm sorry, Tom. That's because Michael Cole plays the good guy commentator and the play-by-play guy so well.
Yeah.
He stepped right into the shoes of JR, and people aren't going to want to hear that.
Oh.
Because when JR was gone, everyone was like, fuck Michael Cole. What a little fucking, what have you. And there were some words being tossed around. I have tremendous respect for Michael Cole, because he has proven time and time again that he is one of the best commentators in the business currently, and is in the upper echelon of all time.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you one person who I'm excited to see make their return. Tard Pertinger. That's gonna be great.
Oh gosh.
That's enough. So listen, two questions real fast.
I did.
2 questions real fast, and then I'm done. And then we can burrito this. First question. When does Jim Cornette go into the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't think he does. Because of what came out last year, I don't think he does.
Really?
If he does, it's gonna be a long fucking time. It's gonna be like after Cornette's dead.
Wow, so kind of like a China deal.
Yeah.
Agreed. Weirdly enough, for
grooming people is a bad fucking look, man.
Well, and aside from that, it's also just how he constantly shits on everything. He's bad business.
I wasn't even thinking you were talking about that. I thought you were talking about like the old-timey racist joke that he made on NWA Power and got himself fired for.
That's not a good look either, but that I think people will recognize as a character and blah, blah, blah. But Jim Cornette, the man, fucking like working with his wife to like groom up-and-coming wrestlers, like, no. Like, that's not something that's going to be swept under the carpet for a long time. So.
No!
Hashtag fuck my wife.
It looks like he's going to show up and fuck your wife.
That answers that question. Second question, because he was in the WWE for a while, does Don Callis go into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Ooh, no.
Again,
no.
If it happens, if it's something that if it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen until Vince is long gone or until Callis is dead.
No,
to be determined.
I don't. To be determined. I don't see it.
I don't think that there's bad blood there. I just don't think that Vince ever got Don Callis. Otherwise, the Jackal would have been more successful. And honestly, I don't know that Don would accept an invite because, Don Callis had a pretty formidable heel stable that they turned into the fucking oddities.
Into
the
goof.
big fucking jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think.
So do you think it's more Don Callis harboring bad blood because of what they did to his stable, as opposed to Vince McMahon doesn't get him, or do you think it's a solid combination of both?
Just doesn't get it.
Well, here's the thing, and again, I know, ha ha ha, Coco Beware, Bella Twins, blah blah blah. But realistically, if we're reading Don Callis's resume, it doesn't read as a who's who. He's a brilliant dude, and he's fucking ace on the commentary, and he's doing a great job as like the manager right now. And on Impact, he was a great booker and everything, a great executive. He basically took Impact from like being a copy of WWE and made it like, hey, let's focus on up and coming guys and gals versus just sloppy seconds. But honestly, okay. I don't think there's enough to his resume to warrant that. If AEW somehow gets a Hall of Fame someday, yes. If we're talking the Wrestling Hall of Fame, which is a different thing, but I'm not talking about the actual wrestling. I'm talking about Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, which is a different thing altogether, which is fucking weird. Maybe. But WWE Hall of Fame, probably not.
And the thing that Beef mentioned, too, is whether or not Callis would accept it. Don't forget that before Bruno Sammartino went into the Hall of Fame, he didn't want to reach out to anybody and talk to anybody in WWE because he didn't like where the product was going in the 90s and stuff like that. So it's not only whether or not Vince and company wants the person in. It's a matter of if the person even wants to accept. So,
by the way, good call on that, Bruno. Good way to absolutely shit on like the hottest product of the fucking the century.
Yeah, but
job,
but Bruno had already made his legacy. He didn't give a fuck.
Yep, old heads, man. Same as we were talking about Cornett. Old heads.
Seriously.
Well,
and he shit on the product with his acceptance speech.
Not like verbally, but like he just was like not. He didn't want to be associated with WWE because it wasn't what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what we were talking about before, where people are slow to accept change.
Yep.
All right. You know what? I want some beans, rice, guac, and queso. Hit me, Poot.
All right, it's happening. Thank you all very much for listening to the P3 Podcast. We want to thank our sponsors very, very quick. Mr. Casual Gaming Dad, our very own Tiger.
Uppercut.
Bomb Tom, the current Cruiserweight champion, and his page Casual Gaming Dad over on Facebook. Join Casual Gaming Dad's Corner. Become part of the wonderful community over there. Make sure you check out Tom's streams. Streams lots of great video games almost every single gosh darn day. You can also subscribe.
It's fucking playoffs. You better go watch Casual Gaming Dad kick some fucking ass in the playoffs. Go get him, Tiger.
I'm trying, man. We're working on it. I'm in the quarterfinals right now, round 2 of the playoffs. I'm the current number 1 seed in the Nintendo conference. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can make a championship run.
Cheer on Casual Gaming Dad. Also subscribe to him on YouTube. That's Casual Gaming Dad. And on Twitch, that's Casual Gaming Dad 84. Also, make sure you check out Frig Off Ransom and his channel there. That would be Frig Off Ransom. Our very own Ransom makes some of the funniest, most entertaining videos. His insanity is glorious. His editing is amazing. And his videos are always a joy in all of our lives. Thank you very much to Sean Tischler and his work with independent wrestling in the central Pennsylvania area. We can't wait to see more of that happening. Also want to go ahead and thank Gould Gaming, digressing a little bit back to the Casual Gaming Dad relationship, for having the P3 Podcast t-shirt in Casual Gaming Dad shop. That's Gould Gaming /Casual Gaming Dad. Or just go to Gold Gaming, search Casual Gaming Dad. He has a lot of awesome merchandise. You buy it, support him in his works, and also buy your own P3 shirt. That's right. It doesn't cost you $49.99, although it should with the quality that it has. But you check that out there as well. We'd appreciate it. Also, why not? Even though I haven't posted a video on there in a long time, you like video games, you like guitar things, check out Poot the Bard on YouTube. That's right, Poot the Bard on YouTube. And I'm getting more of the itch now that I'm a tie-wearing banker. I'm making myself want to be like more crazy in my day-to-day life outside of work. So maybe, just maybe, you'll see more videos. Who knows? I'm kind of just rolling with it. So there you go. Also, subscribe to the Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast on YouTube. That's right. Go over to YouTube. That's Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast. Search for us. Don't search for P3 podcast. You know why? Because there's another P3 podcast that talks about Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. Don't subscribe to them. Actually do, because they're actually kind of cool. I found them by accident. But make sure you subscribe to the Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast. First and foremost here, you can check out the backlog of all the episodes we've done, all the insanity, and you can go back and learn a little bit about wrestling history and a little bit about ourselves as well. Check us out on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast, or just type in the search bar Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. And you can find the audio version of this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, quality podcasts. That's right, on Google Podcasts, or on Spotify, or on Apple iTunes, or anywhere else that you get your podcasts from. Oh, it's wonderful that we do that. You can listen to it anywhere. As a matter of fact, I listened to our podcast a little bit while I was on my way down to Georgia, and I went through North Carolina. Oh, it was a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what shakes out with the life of the Cruiserweight Championship. We'll see where it goes. Maybe it'll end up on Bob Gray's weird, goofy waist. Maybe it'll end up in the hands of the Mad King, Mad Ransom. Maybe it'll end up on the chonky shoulder of Beef the Legend. Maybe it'll stay on the slender, girlish waist of Tiger Bomb Tom, or maybe, just maybe, it'll end up in the strong boy hands of the Barbarian, Poot the Bard. You're just gonna have to tune in to find out. Until then, all of us here, oh, that's okay. We'll make a safe space for you, buddy. It's all right. Make sure to hang out and listen to us for Mr. the Madman Ransom, for our reigning, defending, undisputed Cruiserweight Champion Tiger
Uppercut
Bomb Tom, for Mr. Beef the Legend, and myself, the big, strong,
undisputed. I have a dispute.
You suck it, B.
You are the worst, because you let all that go on, and when I was trying to introduce myself, you interrupted me. I swear to God, I'm going to super kick you when I see you this weekend. Myself, the big strong boy, the Barbarian, Poot the Bard. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, whenever you're listening to this. Goodbye.
Outros are getting longer and longer, damn it.